also too, on our website, you might have noticed we've actually launched our hairline, okay? And so you can go there. In fact, the banner is now displayed, and those products actually, I know the shampoo is already working and the conditioner is almost working as well. So when we're done with this, you're gonna be able to go and buy our shampoo and our conditioner, but there is a 5-step process that you're going to learn all about. So stay tuned, because we're gonna jump right into that. And with this particular section, we have a chance to talk with our phenomenal trichologist, and that's Doris Mosley, who's going to teach 5 steps, okay? 5 steps to healthier hair that we are also excited about. We have introduced over the holiday season what we call the Royal Collection. We really believe that you want to drench not just your hair, but also your skin in royalty. You want to love your roots. It's all about empowering people to feel good and to feel your best. And so with our new hair campaign, we've put together this extraordinary 5-step hair care regimen that Dr. Mosley, I always call her doctor, we give everybody that doctor title after you talk so long, but she's a trichologist by profession, and we're so proud of her for doing that. And she's going to teach you why this 5-step system is truly a game changer. You can use it for natural curls, twist outs, braids, you can blow dry, you can flat iron, but we really want to empower you to love your roots, love your natural hair, because we know that all hair is beautiful. And so with that being said, oftentimes we're frustrated with our hair. It doesn't have the manageability that we often want. Sometimes our hair is too dry, perhaps it just doesn't have that balance, okay? So if you've been frustrated, hang on, okay? Because yes, we have brought to the marketplace the ultimate solution. We know that the beauty industry continues to fail us as African American, as Black women. You know, when you think about the hair care industry, oftentimes they put ingredients in those products that actually do more harm in the long run than good. And so we have to start looking for companies that really not only celebrate us, but understand what we need in our hair. When we think about the makeup industry, the skincare industry, there's so many industries out there, but unfortunately, many of them have failed us. And so let's analyze this now by the dollars. When we think about the hair care industry, just products alone back in 2017 was $473 million. When we think about the skincare industry, just the money we were spending as African Americans, as Black women here in this United States, we spent $465 million. So what does that tell you? It tells you we're spending billions of dollars on our hair, billions of dollars on our skin, because then you add the weaves, you add the wigs, you add the professional styling appointments, and you can understand how all of this is big business. So we have to ask ourselves, who are we giving that dollar to? Are we spending our money with companies that celebrate us or just tolerate us? And when you're thinking about this type of power, $2.5 billion as of now. So basically that industry has jumped when you think about what happened back in 2017 and what's happening now. It's a $2.5 billion industry, and that's just our dollar. That's what we're spending as African American people here in the United States. And if you think about our spending power, we have a huge spending power, $1.2 trillion. And so we want to take that spending power and again, pay attention to companies that really are paying attention to us. And so we want to encourage everyone to love your roots, right? Be proud of the hair you're in, because think about it, God made no mistakes. Whether your hair is curly, whether it's straight, all hair is good hair. And so to get healthy hair, that's our trichologist, Doris Mosley, who's going to explain the process of doing just that. In fact, not only is she a trichologist and a healthy hair expert, but she is someone that's sought after all across the beauty industry. She's an icon. Do you know she actually holds a beauty show every year where thousands of hair care professionals from all across the world come and see her out there in LA. We are so proud to have her as our healthy hair expert, none other than the phenomenal Doris Mosley, to talk about the problem and talk about the solution. So with that said, Doris, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Can you hear me, Melissa?
I hear you loud and clear.
You know what? I am just sitting here, just smiling from ear to ear. First of all, simply because you are on here today. We miss Kathy, but when do you have the CEO co-showing with you? I am just like, this lady is amazing. And I am so excited that all of you guys took out of your time to join us today, because one thing I always say, time is the one thing you cannot get back. But if you're here with Wakanna, you can get your hair back, providing you have a follicle still there. So we're excited about what is happening here with Wakanna and the hair industry, because you know what, hair loss right now is at an all-time epidemic, Melissa. We are looking at over 80 million people who are losing their hair. And alopecia is simply the medical term for baldness. And it is big business. It's estimated at $3.6 billion in 2016. So you can imagine 4 years later. And one in five Americans are losing their hair. That is an epidemic. There are, again, over 100 million. 55% of them are men and 45% of women and children are now being reported, and that's not good. And the type of hair stresses that we have is chronic, traumatic, braiding, ponytails, aggressive brushing and combing, traction alopecia. Traction alopecia, you're looking at the pictures to the left, it has taken over due to hair services, improper application of the weave, too tight braiding. When you tight braiding, it can cause, look at that picture there, it just really breaks my heart to see someone who has lost all of their edges. And that's why now wigs are just dominating the market. Frontals, if you're familiar with those terms, closures, because there's no hair there to deal with. Diet, it's another reason why we are rotating, we are up and down. 1 week we're here, next week we're there, and our weight loss, that's not good. We got to get some stability. Medical and genetics, we're doing a lot of medication, which causes a lot of side effects. And genetics is something that we inherit. So we have to know whether our mother had early hair loss, or our dad, and if both of them had, it's going to accelerate. Environment, what are we doing? Each time we go outside, we're being attacked by the environment. So Wakanna has really come up with products that's going to help balance us out. Our hair follicles, there are over 5 million, you know, we were born with over 5 million hair follicles over the entire body, and at least 100,000 of those follicles made it to the head. Now, how are we protecting those follicles? Wakanna has the product. She mentioned eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is one of the ingredients that help support the follicle. And guess what? Yes, Wakanna has gotten to the root of the problem and has just knocked it out of the park. And I am so excited to be a part of this team. Hemp-powered hair, that's my baby. Although we got other children has come into fold now, but the baby is hemp-powered hair. It stimulates the follicle, and the follicle is where we want to make sure we protect, because without the follicles, there is no more hair. It promotes healthy scalp and hair. The follicles support and nourishes the strand. Loss of follicles mean loss of hair. And I always tease Melissa, it's a follicle hysterectomy. If you know what I mean, once it's gone, it's gone. You'll live on, but you will have some challenges. Now, over to the left, and I've had eye surgery, so it's kind of difficult to see what's going on over there. But for all of you who have good eyes, cherish those too. And you can see what that writing is to the left of the screen. But hemp-powered hair is a baby that have peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is, first of all, it's relaxing to have that aroma. And that is one of the keys when you're getting your hair shampooed, whether you're shampooing yourself or you're getting it professionally done. But our peppermint oil in there is antimicrobial. It stimulates the hair growth and blood circulation. And blood is what actually nourish all of the cells. It nourishes the follicle. And when you got good blood circulation, and if you want to know if your blood is not circulating properly, if you're a professional stylist and you lay a person down in the shampoo bowl, just look at their ankles. If they have swollen ankles, they're not getting blood where it needs to go in a timely manner. So did Wakanna think of all of that and plus some? Yes, they did, because they bought it out in pumpkin seed oil. Pumpkin seed oil is one of the oils in hemp powered hair that helps with inflammation. Inflammation causes is one of the leading causes of hair loss, and it also is a DHT blocker. And in our next episode, we're going to just share with you how damaging DHT could be. Melissa, you can go to the next slide. Achieve beautiful hair with beautiful care. And you're talking about excited, because ever since I was with Melissa, I kept saying, Melissa, we need a system. We don't operate well without a system, because first of all, you have to cleanse the hair. You have to cleanse the hair. You can't keep conditioning over conditioners, because eventually it just dulls out and nothing works. So what did Melissa do? You think she didn't listen? She listened. She didn't just hear me. She listened, because I said a system, first of all, means saving yourself time, energy, and money. But in this instance, it was getting this hair back in condition. We wanted to bring a shampoo that was just amazing, and they did. And I looked up every ingredients, because not that I didn't trust, but I wanted to make sure that this shampoo was going to do exactly what we said it was going to do. And guess what? Laurel glucoside, super base surfactant used as an emulsifier and stabilizer. We don't have lauryl sulfate in our product, because lauryl sulfate actually irritates and damage the scalp. So if you're going to damage the scalp, guess what's going to happen? You're going to damage eventually that follicle. So we didn't put that in our product. We made sure that we had a product that's going to help support the follicle and nourish it. We have rosemary leaf oil, help relieve itchy scalp. You see, we wanted to relieve itchy scalp. We wanted to improve the cellular generation. And I had the opportunity to interview a oncologist. And I asked the oncologist, I said, what happened when you're doing chemo? What happens to the cells? When do you start to lose hair? And she said, Doris, you start losing it at the cellular level. So when Wakanna put product in, the rosemary leaf oil, when they put it in and it helps at that level, I knew they were onto something. And laurel leaf, it boosts and promotes hair growth. And that's the goal. Then they didn't just stop with a shampoo. They went on to a conditioner that deep moisturizes. And hair is made of two components. You have your moisture and you have your protein. So Wakanna knew it was very important that that hair stayed moisturized and stayed hydrated. And that's what this deep conditioner will do. This is one where you may need to go under the dryer for a few minutes to help penetrate into that cuticle layer just slightly, so it can get into the cortex, which really helps take care of everything that's going on in there. And then they went on and said, well, no, let's not stop there. Some people may need to just a leave-in. And they went on to do a leave-in conditioner, a detangler, because some hair do tangles, and it may tangles, and most of the time it tangles on the end. It doesn't tangle near the scalp. So when you got a detangler, you spray that on and you comb it from the ends up. See, I don't just want to share with you, just spray it on and it is going to work automatically. Here at Wakanna, we want to teach you how to handle your hair, how to physically handle your hair. So when you spray our detangler on, you want to go in there and you want to comb it, but you want to comb it from the ends to the scalp. And that makes a real big difference also, because hair breaks easily when you do not comb properly. So we don't want to cause any of that. So we have a detangling shampoo that has rose flowered water. mild astringent, reduces oils and dandruff. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it stimulates the hair. I mean, not stimulate, but it stabilizes the pH in the hair. Now, when you have a mild astringent, that means it's cleansing even more so. It's just helping in that area. And then you also have a product in there, an ingredient that's going to help stabilize the pH. And that's very important because hair and skin is 4.5 to 5.5. So you don't want to have a ingredient in something that is so precious that it's going to take it all the way out of its normal pH. And then inflammation is what causes a lot of the problems. So we have in there that rose flowered water is help with the inflammation. And that's amazing. Even the virgin olive oil, remember we said it's a detangler, and that's what the virgin olive oil, it has a detangling effect. So when Wakanna was looking for ingredients to formulate such an awesome product, they just didn't close their eyes and say, hey, give me this, give me that, put some of this in, throw some of that in. No, they researched the ingredients and they made sure that these ingredients was going to make it happen. Natural balm for the hair. I mean, it's just make it easier to glide through. It nourishes and moisturizes deeply, soft and shiny. And that's what you want. You want hair that shines from the bowl, rich in nutrients. Someone called me the other day and said, Doris, is virgin olive oil good for the hair? Yes, it is. All you have to do is go on my website and get the system and you have some virgin olive oil. We even have baobab oil, has omega fatty acid, A, D, and E, that is known to trigger hair growth. Great moisturizer for the hair follicles, promoting cellular growth. Wakanna did its research. And then they didn't just stop there. They went on to get a styling cream. You know, we didn't want to leave nothing, no stones unturned because we wanted to have a styling cream. Most people now are going with a lot of natural textures. So you just put a little of that on, you can twist it, you can flat twist it, you can two-strand twist it, braid it, you can do all of that. And guess what? You're going to get great results when you take it down. So, I mean, we just didn't miss a trick. And then the last product is just another balm that just continue to just make the hair even more healthy when you're wearing it. A natural, or you can put a light cream on and you can style it and do whatever finishing styles you want to do with it. So we're excited about this. And when I tell you I am excited because I kept bugging for a system and Melissa did not stop listening and she made it happen. And the formulator for this is amazing. And I just take my hair off to Wakanna for doing this thing. And I'm so proud to tell people you can get the 5 steps and don't miss a step. But now remember, the baby, the catalyst of all this is our hemp powered hair oil. So we use that 3 times a week. We put it under our tongue and we put it on the area that is most challenging. And I done slipped another one in there. Melissa don't know that oud oil.
I have some somewhere I was going to show you. I'm using it too sometimes. I love it.
Melissa, that's my sidebar
Yeah.
conversation, the oud oil. That's the sleeper, you guys.
Yeah.
When you're wearing braids, even if you're not wearing braids, you can use a little of the oud oil and put it on your hair, put it on your skin. It is just amazing. That is my baby on my nightstand. And when I do wear braids, I just oil my scalp. It's a light oil, so it's not going to clog your pores because remember, clogging the pores are not good. That's how we don't have nothing thick and pomade-ish like, because we don't want to clog the pores. Skin is the largest organ of elimination. So when you're trying to get out the toxin, you don't want your pores to be clogged. And hair has 2 parts to it. It has the root and the shaft. So you want to make sure that that you're not clogging those pores so you can get out, let the toxins out. So that's why we're excited about this formulation, because every step of the way support the other step. And the good thing about these ingredients are like a chain link. You ever notice the chain, how each link to the other one? That's what these ingredients are about in our 5-step program. They all link together to support the other one. And it's hard to break that chain. So we are excited. Melissa, you outdid yourself on this one. And I'm excited, and I'm sure we're not stopping you guys until this is a household name, not just in the United States. If you was on the call this morning, it's going to be global, all over the world, and you'll be shortchanging yourself if you don't share it and get out there. And this weekend, you want to be on the Wakanna conference, the virtual conference, because we're going to be saving our strands. That's important. Back to you, Melissa.
Wow, you just shut it down. And you know, you're so right, Doris. That conference this weekend, when I looked at the lineup, and I mean, you just aren't going to want to miss even 1 minute of that conference. I mean, they have the best doctors in the world. A lot of them are a part of Wakanna, and they're going to be pouring out to each and every one of you. And Doris is going to help us save our strands. So with that said, Doris, oh my goodness, I know we're kind of short on time today. Sometimes we like to stay and get questions answered, but we have just a jam-packed schedule pushing towards this conference. So I think you really wrapped it up. You summarized it. I will say that you can purchase the shampoo and the conditioner today. I know one of them is already showing. I'm going to take a look now to see if the other one is there yet, but you can get those today. How exciting is that? So get back with the person who invited you. Thank you so much for joining our virtual Healthy Hair Zoom. Thank you, Doris Mosley, so much for your time and your expertise. Thank you to all of our guests. We really appreciate